Welcome to this video of Austin Morgan World Adventures. While in Florence, we visit Michelangelo's David, Venus on a Half Shell, and the Galileo Museum. We're going to the Accademia Museum right now, but it is very important that we get there early because there could be a 2 to 3 hour line out in front. Right now, Morgan is making her hair. Oh, Miss Morgan, please, would you hurry? I've been packed and don't know what to do. The kitchen is sparkling clean.
Are the counters wiped down?
If you squint, you cannot tell the difference. We just got out of our house and the line in front of the museum is massive. Behind me on this street, you can see all of the people just piled up, and the line actually extends all the way around the corner and down this block, like halfway. What's in the museum?
We're waiting to see the naked David. 3 hours later. It's right there.
Yeah, I've never seen the David before. He's really impressive.
Yeah, extremely impressive statue. The museum has not much more to offer other than the David, but I think it was worth the 3 hour wait. Sorry, Jenny, you're gonna be the butt of all my postcard jokes.
We took too long in our first Airbnb, so now we're moving Airbnbs to spend another 3 nights here in Florence, really to see the city. And this is what we look like hiking around with our backpacks on.
Good morning.
Got our butts up early this morning, and instead of waiting in line for 3 hours like yesterday, the line is super short.
Yep.
And we are at the Uffizi.
Yeah.
What can we expect?
A lot of Renaissance paintings.
You said something about the Venus? What is that?
Yeah, we'll show you. There's a Venus. Okay, so this is the Tribune room, and the room represents air, water, fire, and earth. They do that by on the ceiling there's a weather vane, represents air. On the upper walls there is a mother of pearl inlay, which represents water. The red walls represent fire, and then the inlaid marble and granite floor represents earth. The upper class in the era of the Renaissance used to have these above ground walkways, and they would use these walkways so that they didn't have to walk through the pedestrian streets with all of the lower class people.
They're doing a new kind of art where they're showing off how the vibe in Florence has actually changed because all the people are taking photos instead of actually living in the city. And this is a piece of art in itself because this is me taking a vlog of a portrait showing off how people only take selfies nowadays instead of really living. So it's meta.
Austin and I found our new favorite painting. It's like a nice painting of the back of Venus, and then in the corners is a little baby with the face like...
Now it's time to get some lunch.
Why do you have to sing?
It's time to get some lunch.
Thank you.
We are now in the Museo de Galileo. first room in the Galileo Museum, and this is probably my favorite museum that we've seen yet in the world.
And this is all, at least like the first floor that we're in, all the instruments we're seeing are from like the 1700 to 1800s.
This is an example of why we need a lightning rod. They put some gunpowder in a little tiny house and blew it up.
So in this room, we learned about astronomical clocks, a celestial globe that was made in the Islamic era, and an armillary sphere. And then over here, we learned about different devices using the sun to tell time, and then even cooler, ones that used the stars to tell time. And then we have this bad boy. It is an armillary sphere, but it's really used for art in the Uffizi Museum. Austin's favorites were the celestial spheres. So we are in the Galileo room of the museum, and it houses a lot of his like original inventions and ideas. We tribute bust to him. And then they also have two of Galileo's original telescopes, one of which he actually used to see Jupiter's moons for the first time, and they have the lens itself that was actually in that telescope.
Behind me we have Galileo's middle finger, and I can only imagine that he gave it to the people that killed him.
New favorite museum.
Things I did not think I would learn, but learned. I learned how they built globes. I learned how they did geometry for shooting cannonballs.
Yeah.
We learned how they first invented spectrometry. We learned how rich people like to buy science stuff because it was fun. So I was thinking about it, and the reason that that museum was so much more interesting than all the other like art museums we've seen is we learned about real stuff. Because usually the things that you learn about are the lives of artists and their moods when they were painting some oil painting, instead of where the foundation of physics and chemistry and astronomy comes from. We found the Da Vinci room. We found the Da Vinci room. There's nothing in here but Leonardo. We found the Da Vinci room.